I'm the Publishing and Commercial Director of Scholastic Children's Books, and I'm here because I was asked to take part in a panel discussion about authors and publishers in the digital age and about the Hunger Games.
My name's Kerry Wilkinson, I'm a writer. I'm here for the exact same panel, but the free trip to Copenhagen was good as well. So, yeah.
I think we are all at a point where everything is changing. The old standard model of doing the same thing for every single author and artist that comes along is going, and we are having to look at different ways of working with authors because sometimes they are very active in the digital setting and we need to meet them halfway there.
I think a lot of the challenges for writers are probably the same as they always were, which is getting noticed. But of course, with the way things are digitally, is you've got more of a chance to take control of your own destiny, I suppose. Because you can go and do things on social media and you can go and talk to your readers and find readers and so on, which is something that perhaps you couldn't do 5 years ago. I come from a place where I've sold quite a few books and I've got a readership already and people who know me and who look for my work. So to a degree, when I'm for my publisher, I just need them to lead me to it basically and just let me do what I do. And what I need from them is the other side of the things, like the traditional routes with publishing and to get me into areas that I can't get myself into. But in terms of things like social media and so on, I just want to be left alone basically. People know where to find me and they know how to access me, and but then the publishers have been very good about that too. So for instance, on the paperbacks, they've got my Twitter handle on the back cover, they've got the Facebook group on the back cover. So I kind of think that they've listened to me quite a lot. So for now, I have to say I'm quite happy with what they've done because they've listened, which is all I really needed them to do.
I think what authors like Kerry bringing to the table is actually more than just a novel. There's a sort of set of assets, if you like, sets of content like an existing social media group, and in a way perhaps the business transaction has to reflect that. I would be uncomfortable with an author just going off on their own social media plan. The idea isn't that publishers would chain the author to a plan, it would be about agreeing it together, and that's what we do in our best projects. We talk to quite a lot of them come now with their own social media, and then either we keep that as a personal one and develop a brand one, or we work together on the existing one, and just knowing what each other is doing and being open about it is half the battle. It's more of a team effort now than it ever was before.
I mean, I can't speak for the past because everything that's happened with me has been in 18 months. But all I can say is that within that period, working with the publishers, it's been very two-way. I mean, I've got the email addresses of not just my editor, but the editor, the assistant editor, the person that headed digital books, and so on. And so if I've got a question, I can email the person I need and get an answer. And similarly, it's not just my editor that will drop me an email saying, what about this? It will be other people from within the publishers who might want a piece, who might want some information or need an answer and so on. So certainly from my experiences, it has been a very two-way thing.
It's about the author's voice and their connection with their readers. There's nothing more powerful than the author's voice and that connection. And that's the thing you have to kind of foster and nurture, and as I've said before, stand behind rather than stand in front of. Even if it's an irreverent voice, and we do have authors with that voice on our list, you have to let them just go for it because that's what the audience really want. They want to hear it, they want to react to it. the thoughts that have come out of the conference today for me have been about the one-size-fits-all business model that we've all been used to, where it's kind of, oh, here's a novel, this is the standard contract, here is the text, whereas, you know, authors like Kerry are bringing so much more than a text, and I think that has to be recognised in the business model. And the other key learning is the idea of transparency, and how over the years we've not given everybody a cost sheet and not given a breakdown. And now I think in this world emerging, that's what is being called for.
My experience has been quite a positive one, and I can't really speak for other people who might have gone before me and have had a negative one, but I can only say that it's been positive for me.
It's encouraging that you've had that positive experience with your publisher.
Yeah, I mean, I could be here in a year saying it's absolutely awful, the last 12 months have been a disaster and so on, but so far it's been very positive, so I'm pleased with how things have gone, yeah.
I think it's very important to carry on being part of this dialogue. We've only been publishing ebooks for 18 months and it's already hugely different, and the guy from Nordisk was saying about iTunes and Netflix not offering video on demand until fairly recently, and how that's a massive game changer for him. So we've got to keep talking because it keeps happening.
I mean, for me, coming to places like this just is the opportunity to meet people. So there's always quite a lot of people that want to come and talk to me afterwards about various bits and pieces. So it's just nice to interact with other people.
This conference has exceeded my expectations. It's great to be part of it. All my friends on Facebook and Twitter have been saying probably the best publishing conference in the world and things like that. And as always with these digitally focused conferences, I always enjoy the non-publishing presentations more. So Nordisk really sort of stood out for me. I also really enjoyed the Kobo one actually, although that is a publishing one. But I do enjoy hearing from people who aren't in the publishing industry, but hearing about how their strategies can be transferred, because of course they can. And I think in publishing we're quite used to thinking that we just operate over there in a way that no one else does, but of course we're just the same as other media industries.
Really nice to meet people and to hear other people's stories and so on, so that's been really good.